What's going on, guys? My name is Michael at Michael Montiel Photo on Instagram. So I decided to go on this YouTube journey to go ahead and document vlog style my life as well as my creative process for my photo shoots with my models. The idea is basically bring you along and go ahead and show you the thought process that goes into a concept of a shoot all the way to the final production. Basically what I send out to my models and clients. So if you are interested, feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and I'll bring you along. Let's get to it. Alright guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the recap video right now. Alright guys, hope you liked that video. Let's go and break it down. Alright, so the day of the session, we went ahead and started later in the day. We picked up my friend Tyler, and Hi was already with me, so we just went ahead and carpooled out to the studio and we went to business. We first started with painting my friend Hi, and it took us about an hour to get her prepped, and then we spent a few minutes prepping my friend Tyler. From there, we went ahead and grouped together. We splattered the paint on everyone, and we decided it was time to get to work. The camera I used for this was my Nikon Z7 as well as a 100 macro 2.8 lens. I actually bought for this session. I figured the 100 macro was going to be the best lens to capture all the detail that I wanted, as well as give a good portrait detail of their face, as it was mostly going to be 3/4, half, and headshot style work. I also decided to stay tethered with Capture One as my main editor. I figured Capture One is just in general a better editor for me. I'm on set, I'm able to see the images a lot quicker than I would with Lightroom. Alright, so for the first look we started with Hi with a basically half body. We decided that we want to go ahead and start with a basic look, painting over her top. And for the lighting setup, we started with the light on her left side, and then we started with a balance on her backside so we can reflect the light over back to her. We didn't really go too crazy with this. We wanted to kind of test to see how the paint would look on camera, as well as making sure that everything was properly set. Once we wrapped up Hi's first look, we went ahead and jumped with Tyler's first look. For that lighting setup, we did a 2-light setup facing him, and then a background light to light up the background. Basically, it was something similar to Hi. We started with half body and incorporated a lollipop, which you'll see in the behind the scenes. For this look, we didn't go too crazy with the paint, but we wanted to make sure that Tyler was adequately colored and that we'd be able to make the colors pop with the lights. It wasn't too intricate, but we wanted to make sure we got to the point. For the third look, we decided to do a duet with both Hi and Tyler. We figured we wanted to incorporate dum-dums to kind of give them some sort of feeling to go ahead and portray in these shots. As you can see, we incorporated 2 different colored dum-dums, and that along with the paint really made them pop. When we decided to publish these images, those were the images that were selected, and we felt that the dum-dum was almost a key piece to this puzzle. Throughout the shoot, we wanted to make sure that the photos portrayed something, and throughout the behind the scenes, you can see we were always having fun, we were always smiling. It was never a session where we felt not creative. It was always creative juices flowing, and you know, whether it was mixing the colors or going for a crazy scheme, we felt that if we're able to portray some type of emotions of the photo, we want it to be bright, airy, and fun. So for the fourth and fifth look, we incorporated the drip that we had ideally planned for this session. The hardest part was using one of the other models. In this case, we started with Hi, so Tyler was dripping the paint over Hi. Capturing the photos, we didn't necessarily stick with just the background. I decided that I wanted to incorporate all different types of angles. So in most of the shots, I was shooting from below and really captivating as much paint in the face as possible. And what we realized was that when we first started, it was not dripping further enough down the face. So we ended up having to use a lot more paint, and it took a few shots to really dial in the amount of paint we wanted, but once we had it dripping, it was almost, we weren't going back. We knew it was going to be a messy shoot, so we didn't have any concerns about that. We knew that we were going to get in and get out and get the shots. Moving to Tyler's look, we wanted to incorporate a lot more paint than we did for High. We wanted to get that drip effect, and the only way to do it was to incorporate the majority of the bottles that we had purchased. For that, we used about half of the white, half of the yellow, and half of the blue, and we mixed it all together, and we were able to get the effect that we wanted. When it came down to submitting to a magazine, we had all teamed up to come together and find the best options for submitting. We decided that the best magazine for us was going to be Elegant, and after submitting and waiting to hear back for about a week, we were accepted into the publishing, and we were published in volume 72, issue number 1 of Beauty. So for us, this was a huge accomplishment. Coming together, bringing all our ideas together and making it happen was definitely the most exciting part of the shoot. And then to top it off was to get published. So we were extremely happy with the results, and we hope that the results definitely showed for you, and we hope that the work definitely speaks for itself. And if you did enjoy the work, feel free to comment down below which image was your favorite, as well as subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next one. Later.